Good afternoon and welcome to the Friday edition of the Chris Salcedo Show on Newsmax. We'll put a wrap on the examination of the end times coming up on this show. But I wanted to address the mountains of emails we've been getting. You know, I tried to get eyes on each one and respond to some of your comments and concerns. What inspired me most was how committed you all are to the fight. Pushing back on the woke. The sleeping giant has awakened. That's our focus in tonight's preamble. The emails have been nothing short of extraordinary. Every day, Americans have been sending their suggestions for future guests. They've been sharing their own observations about the end times and doing so in cogent, well thought out and detailed emails. Some of you have been sending your thanks to the Chris Salcedo Show and to Newsmax, being so willing and open in talking about matters pertaining to God. But most powerfully, many of you have offered me and the Salcedo Show team and the Newsmax team your prayers. Now, as you know, Democrats mock and sneer at prayer, that intimate connection we all have with our Creator. But conservatives and believers know the power of prayer. You can actually feel that power. Yesterday, I shared one email from a woman who didn't like our discussion, and that email inspired some others to write in. One gentleman by the name of Jeff, he and I got into a back and forth via email discussing the wisdom of Newsmax and this show, conducting an examination of the end time prophecies. Because we are both conservatives and not hate-filled leftists, we kept our discussion civil, each making our points in turn. In one of his final emails, he wrote this: "Please try to understand that there are many of us who are secular conservatives. Some of us are more agnostic and are just not sure. I am somewhat envious and wish I had either more faith or less faith. This 'I'm just not sure' feeling is difficult to reconcile. I respect your spirituality and would defend your right to it to the death." Jeff, I think you've described every child of God, really, burdened with our human condition. I know I've felt that way, wondering if I'm doing what the Lord wants, wondering if my faith is deep enough, wondering if my works and efforts are benefiting my fellow man and paving the way to heaven. Jeff, I can tell you you're a good man, and a thoughtful one at that. Your approach was one of understanding and not divisiveness and hate, which has become the hallmark of our political enemies. Their word, not mine. Jeff, you're committed to fighting evil by wanting to preserve the ability of others to profess their faith without fear. And whether or not you realize it, I believe God is working through you. Just as I believe some other people out there are rising up and opposing evil. Since the National Football League went anti-American and woke, I haven't been watching. But the NFL, through one of their coaches, gave our country, well, its first moment of pride from the NFL since degenerate players began kneeling in disrespect of the anthem and the flag. The head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Todd Bowles, was asked by the divisive, race-obsessed sports press how he felt about a new black coach being hired in the NFL. Bowles and the Steelers' Mike Tomlin had been the only black coaches until the new hire. And the woke press wanted to know how Coach Bowles felt about the addition of another black coach.
I have a very good relationship with Tomlin. We don't look at what color we are when we coach against each other. We just know each other. I have a lot of very good white friends that coach in this league as well, and I don't think it's a big deal as far as us coaching against each other. I think it's normal. Wilkes got an opportunity to do a good job. Hopefully he does it. And we coach ball. We don't look at color.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. With inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates skyrocketing, your retirement plans are in danger. Well, our friends at American Hartford Gold can help show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Yeah. If you call them right now, they have a special offer. They will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order. So don't wait. Call now. Here's the number: 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.
We coach ball. We don't look at color. That sentiment has echoes of the great Dr. Martin Luther King, who said we should judge folks by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. But this black coach's answer wasn't good enough for the white woke, white guilt biased sports press. A clueless, divisive, and female reporter began to lecture the black coach in a racist manner, in my opinion, by saying, quote, "But you also understand that Representation matters, right? That when aspiring coaches or even football players see you guys, they see someone who looks like them, who grew up like them. That has to mean something, end quote. And in a uniting, classy, and succinct way, Coach Bowles shut down another attempt by the press to divide our country on racial lines.
Well, when you say you see you guys and look like them and grow up like them, means that we're oddballs to begin with. And I think the minute you guys stop making a big deal about it, everybody else will as well.
Coach Bowles pointing out that the majority of the biased press, even the sports press, are committed to dividing this country and making sure we're always at each other's throats. Thank God we have leaders like the coach who aren't afraid to point out their left-wing, divisive, and I believe racist questions. Everyday Americans are rising to push back on the harm being done to our children by Democrats who control school boards around the United States. Apparently, the Encinitas Union School Board used school resources to promote a so-called family-friendly transvestite drag show promoted by a transgender surgery center and a 21-plus gay nightclub. Parents were understandably outraged, leading one mama bear to call out this obvious abuse and perversion of taxpayer resources.
What it is that makes a drag show family-friendly, because if you follow it to its logical conclusion, you can slap family-friendly titles on anything. You can have family-friendly gentlemen's clubs, family-friendly strip shows, family-friendly 50 Shades of Grey read-alouds. Will you approve my flyer if I want to host in all the sex secrets of the Kama Sutra for kids and families if it's family-friendly?
It's a fair question. Why is it the Democrats and their voters think that scantily clad men dressed as women are family-friendly? The mama bear there went on to describe the activities that elected left-wing school board members are promoting as family-friendly.
What is it about a grown man, and I honestly, sincerely, as a woman, mean this, what is it about a grown man costumed in a sparkly bra with augmented boobs busting out, a leather miniskirt barely covering his twerking ass with tuck tape on his front while spreading his fish-netted legs as he writhes on the ground, grinding his groin next to a minor, family-friendly? You owe us an answer.
That's true. The school board, who allegedly works for parents, the school board owes their bosses an explanation. But in reality, the majority of gov-ed school boards around this country, they work for the woke left. And they get to ignore the will of parents in 28 states because those knuckle-dragging states have not joined the civilized world by implementing parental school choice, putting parents in charge of their child's education. And parents are rightly ticked off.
And while we have a culture that has a massive problem with child porn, with sex trafficking, you, a little school district board of adults, made the decision to feature an event to hypersexualize young children. Do you want to know that the word that defines that? It's groomer. You all played the activist pimp for an aligned surgical center and for a 21-plus gay bar. It makes you groomers and activist pimps, and we won't have those sitting on a school board who oversees the education of our children.
Now, there's a mom who puts what God put her on this earth to do first, protecting her children from harm. There's a mom doing God's work on earth, showing that she loves her children more than she does the woke LGBTQ, ABCD, EFG cultural Marxist agenda. There's a mom who loves her children more than supporting whacked out Democrat policies. Now, can the parents who would take their kids to a drag show credibly make the claim that they love their kids more than their woke agenda? Are we right to question the love of those parents that they have for their children if those parents are willing to sacrifice the innocence of their children on the altar of left-wing deviancy? Being behind this camera, it's tempting at times to believe that I'm alone in the fight. But after the last few days, I'm convinced now more than ever that not only am I not alone, I'm part of a vast majority out there, a majority who is committed to pushing back on the divisiveness, the perversion, and the depravity of the left-wing extremists out there.